Couples over 40 and childless, how has life turned out for you? Do you regret not having children? No regrets here. We are enjoying the flexibility and free time. The only issue we have is finding more people to hang out with, as everyone seems to be too tired or busy because they have children. Even without kids, people are too busy these days. My wife and I are in our mid-30s and are slowly drifting away from our close friends after they have kids because they're just too busy or tired to hang much. We tried to meet new people, but every local group we join are full of people with kids. I guess that comes with living in the suburbs. And all they talk about are related to either kids or home improvement. Some hobby groups, we tried board games and badminton. We join are mostly people much younger, low to mid-20s, and it's not easy to get on the same wavelength. Kinda sucks, but at least we have each other. Hang with older and younger people. No, really. My significant other and I have friends in the 50s and 60s who are empty nesters, and we also have friends in their mid-20s who don't have kids yet. We play a lot of pickleball and do other activities in the community to meet people. That's funny because I have kids and I actually prefer hanging out with childless people. People with kids are too flaky, and it's like a mission planning something. If I want to go out to a concert or a comedy show or a nice restaurant, I secure childcare, hit up my childless friends, and just do it. My wife and I decided not to have children. We go out for dinner a lot. If we had kids, I think we'd be divorced. We have overcome a lot, and it took 100% of ourselves at times to accomplish. If we had also been parents at the time, I don't think we would have made it. No kidding, husband and I used to have not entirely serious arguments about dealing with our cat. If we had kids, I can't imagine there wouldn't be more serious arguments. LMAO. I told my husband if we did have kids, I know I'd be doing everything and I'd resent my husband for it. And he's like, I can't say that's not true. Don't worry, I didn't want to be a parent either, even though I like kids and I'm happy that many of my friends do want to have them. Somebody has to pay this Social Security when we retire. Raising kids is arguably harder than ever. Parents get no help. It's nice that they're not an inevitable consequence of sex anymore. One of the big factors in my decision to not have kids was that I don't want to resent my husband, the way all my friends do with their husbands. My boyfriend and I have so much disposable income, we pretty much go out for lunch and dinner every day. We love having the freedom and capability to do that. Edit. I seem to have pissed off the parents. This is funny to me. My dad used to say, I wouldn't take $1 billion for one of my children, but I wouldn't pay 50 cents to have another one. Brilliantly put. I have a daughter who is the entire purpose of my life, my whole reason for being, and the best thing that ever happened to me. I also could not possibly do it again. I have 3 kids. My tattoo artist just got married and he and his wife are debating having kids. He asked me what I thought and I said, and now that I have them, I adore them. I die for them. I can't imagine my life without them. But you can't miss what you don't have, and parenting is exhausting. They're leaning toward not having kids. 3 kids is a lot. You're outnumbered. I say have 1 or 2 kids and call it. Maybe 10% regret, 90% not. These big life decisions generally aren't all or nothing. I have a lot of anxiety, and kids pick up on that. I wouldn't want to burden a child with coping with my anxiety, on top of just learning how to be a human, which is hard enough already. Not over 40 yet, but getting there. So far, life is brilliant. We know several parents, and at least a few of them look like they have very happy lives with children. So I don't think a life with children would have necessarily turned out miserable. But that would have been a different kind of happiness, and we are content with our own version. The most important difference is that we are not obsessed with making more money or living at a particular standard to make our children happy. A few of our upper-middle-class friends send their children to private schools where annual vacations abroad are the norm for their peers. The pressure of keeping up with the Joneses to make their children happy is enormous. We know that there is nobody after us. We only need to save for a comfortable retirement. We are not trying to build trust funds for anyone. The knowledge that we are accountable for our lives alone is very liberating, and we are very happy we made that choice. We wanted to have 1 child. IVF didn't work. We're okay being childless. We have each other. That's what counts. And we still have nieces and nephews. Amazing. 54 this year. She is 52. We have been together 32 years. I would not change a thing. My husband and I never had kids. We are in our late 60s. We have friends' kids and nephews and nieces that we spoil, but I don't miss not having my own. Kids are a lot of work and dedication, and I decided if I couldn't commit to that, there was no point. We certainly enjoy others' children, definitely don't miss having our own. Happily married, by the way. My mom had 5 kids and now 11 grandchildren. I am the only one that visits her or talks with her. My sister will drive through town on vacation and not even stop to visit. My brother takes sister-in-law to her sister's for the weekend and they may be stopping for 5 minutes or not at all. I took my mom to a nice hotel not even 100 meters from his place. I called him to see if he could drop by for 5 minutes to say hi to her. Nope. Having kids doesn't necessarily mean you have someone to support or be around you as you get older. She is and was a good mom and deserves more attention than what she gets. She made a lot of sacrifices for her kids. Even now she spends all her time knitting and raising money for food banks and other charities at age 93. She does FaceTime and Messenger video and hardly gets a call. I wouldn't say regret it. I have medical conditions that make having a biological child impossible. We also met and married later in life. My husband is a few years younger than me. We have come to accept and enjoy being the fun auntie and uncle. But honestly, sometimes I wonder if my husband regrets not having children of his own and me for not being able to give them to him. He never has said anything to make me feel that, but I can't help but wonder. Pretty good. I've always known I wasn't a mothering type, and I met my partner in high school and he had the same feelings. We've never changed our minds and we are going on 22 years together. We live a full life, eat out heaps, go to concerts, the theater, holidays. We have so much freedom it's insane. We nurture our hobbies and sleep in a lot. All of our friends have kids and complain constantly about how hard it is, how exhausted they are, and how much money it's costing them. No regrets on our side. Thank goodness we don't have any. Life is hard as hell. We'd probably be homeless now if we had the extra financial burden of children. Some of us don't end up rolling on piles of money. Some of us are just celebrating that we're not financially underwater, as we would have been if kids were in the picture.